Okay, so here we are. It's now 32 days into the government shutdown, the one that, the U.S. president said he would take blame for. And guess what? Yes, you heard right. 32 days for this partial shutdown of the U.S. federal government. This has gone on long enough. Nearly 1 million workers have no paychecks for the second time now, soon to be able to pay their bills, take care of their families, and most of all, help take care of services that are needed by other people that depend on the federal government, such as food stamps, public housing, and other things. No matter what anybody says, this wall, fence, slat, border, I gotta tell you, and I've said it before in some of the other areas of social media, it's not happening. I don't care if it's for $5.7 billion or $25 billion that's asked for. It's not happening. People can find ways around walls. There was an article that people talked about the Great Wall of China and how it didn't work. Well, guess what? Some of the areas were not completely defended, which is why the enemies got in. And the article even specifically mentioned that. Well, the same thing happens here. You have other avenues for people to be able to come in and create commotion. And it's not just climbing over walls like the caravans have done, but as has stated in other news articles, other means have been mentioned. One that I don't hear much talked about is the airports. Of course, guess what? We're in a shutdown. So guess what? The TSA and other agencies that are needed to monitor at the airports, some of them are not able to be there to do their job in order to protect the citizens of this country. I just saw a headline now saying that it could possibly cost $6 billion if this shutdown continues. Mr. Trump, what are you doing? You say it's your goal to try to protect the citizens of this country and that your first priority is that. Well, guess what? Part of your priority is making sure that the people who work for the government that you run takes care of their families. And this shutdown is not going to accomplish anything. It's time to stand down and realize that you have to find a different way to get the protection that you think is necessary for this country. And also look at other important issues that are going on to make sure that everybody's needs are met. You don't seem to understand that people could be evicted from their homes. People are going to be losing food stamps already in at least 2 states I'm aware of, Florida being one of them. They have had the programs that oversee the food stamps in these states are having to deposit a total of 2 sets of food stamp on the people's cards to cover for both January and February, and in February with no additional benefits being added, because we don't know what's going to happen in March, April, May, and even beyond that. Please, what is being done with this shutdown is endangering the lives of many. And it doesn't matter whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, Green Party, you get the idea. This needs to be about the people, not just protecting the borders from illegal immigrants or of the sorts like that, but also other domestic issues of making sure that people have housing, food, healthcare. Yes, that's right. The Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Healthcare experts are aware of what this entails. And these have to be priorities, because if not, the issue of a war is not necessarily going to be from a foreign country, but losing citizens of this country due to the people not having the things that they need to keep their livelihoods and their families alive. It's time to understand. You're supposed to be representing the people of this country. And that message goes out to all of you, not just you, Mr. Trump, but all of you, meaning Republicans, Democrats, Independents, Green Party, etc. Your priority has to be the people of this country in more ways than one, not just focusing on whether or not we have a border wall, or like I say, whether it's a wall, a slat, a fence. And I apologize for one of my cats. He's being very vocal while I'm trying to give this speech. Please, it's time to stop this before more people get seriously hurt. Because soon it won't be just more than 1 million workers not having what they need to be able to pay their bills. But the same is going to apply to other families that are not federal workers and military. Please, enough is enough. There is no reason for this. It's time to reopen the government. You must reopen the government. And then start working on things that you agree on. And start stepping it one step at a time. Taking it one step at a time. Don't just say, okay, well, because he wants this, well, we're not going to do that, and vice versa. This is childish on the parts of both, even though you, Mr. Trump, has said you take responsibility for the shutdown, which is correct. But enough is enough. Stop, please, before more than just 1 million workers get hurt. Thank you.